Good morning, everybody. This is Steve Sabludowsky, and I'm publisher of Bayoubuzz.com. And today we have a really terrific guest, Lisa Lloyd, and we're going to talk about some of the incredible things that she has been doing. And first, let me just give some background, if you don't mind. After I say good morning, Lisa, how you doing?
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me, Steve.
Thank you so much. Now, the background information is that my wife and I are we love watching Shark Tank, and we watch it every night, just about, if as often as we can. I got an email from your PR person saying that you were a contestant on Shark Tank, and that you now have a different product, and that you were going to be on the After Shark Tank show and be featured on that. And so I watched that, and again, I just thought that was terrific too. So we're going to talk about all that in your former product, your current product, and your relationship at this point, assuming relationship with Daymond and his company. So why don't you first let me just start asking the questions, if you don't mind, and that is that, yeah. So why don't you tell us about how you got involved with, I guess, licensing different products, and after that, we'll lead us into Shark Tank.
Sure. So when I was 23, I had an idea for a hair barrette. I had been in the Navy, and in the Navy, you had to cut your hair very short. And as it was growing out, I wore it up in a French twist all the time, and people at work were always asking me how I did it. And I realized that the longer it got, the more difficult it was to put up in that style. And so ultimately, I ended up scouring stores looking for something, and when I couldn't find anything, I decided to go ahead and invent a tool that would help women put their hair up in a French twist. That product went on to do about $20 million in sales, and I really enjoyed the passive income and realized that it was a business to invent and license, not just invent and manufacture and sell products like most people think about a business. My business is inventing, patenting, licensing to other people. So I went on to do that 8 more times, and my products have done cumulatively a little over 30 million in sales. And I've been helping other people patent and license their products for about 23 years now as a result of all of that success.
That's absolutely amazing. So you've done 7 other products other than the French twist.
I have.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically what you do is you create the product, mm-hmm. and you patent the product if you can get the patent. Mm-hmm. So you patent the product, and then you go to existing companies and you license the product out. Am I correct?
Right. So technically you're licensing the patent rights. Mm-hmm. That intellectual property is something that they then make and sell and pay a royalty to the owner of the IP. In my case, it was obviously just me. So right. That was nice. And at the height, I was earning around $300,000 a year without getting out of bed. It was nice.
Right. Yeah, that's nice. It's nice to get that kind of money and stay in bed. I mean,
yeah,
really.
I was a little more motivated. I'm definitely driven type A personality. So
yeah, absolutely.
That's why I spent most of my time then helping other people.
Right. So from there, you went into the toy business. Am I correct? Well, kind of the toy business.
Something like that. Yeah, a woman came to me, Sandra Castillo. She had invented and patented a hair accessory jewelry organizer. And she asked me to help her license it. I brought it to a few companies like Goody and Conair, and they all agreed that there was something clever there, but they didn't feel that it was something they could merchandise on the shelves. It was bulky, it was big, it was cost prohibitive. There were a lot of reasons. So I went back to her and asked if I could license her patent from her. And then I redesigned it into a toy, repurposed it as a toy, still keeping it a container, a storage device, but having the feel and look more of a plush toy. So we originally started with 3 designs and ultimately had about 70 different products that we were prepared to roll out. I made them, sold them, and that was the product that I ended up going on Shark Tank with.
Sure.
And pockets also on both sides of the body for storing more goodies. When they're all done playing and storing, they put them right back together, and it's like a secret. Bringing my own product to market was a huge learning curve for me. I put everything that I had into Treasure Chest Pets. I leveraged all of our credit. I just needed a deal to keep going.
I have the power to do this deal.
Sounds good.
That was the Treasure Chest pet.
Pets, that's
Yeah,
right.
Pets. So it's an incredible product. But unfortunately, things did not go well when the recession occurred.
Yeah, we got it in ultimately to about 400 stores. There was a massive learning curve for me because, as I said, I always invented, patented, and licensed, and that didn't mean that I knew how to manufacture and be in distribution. So I made some mistakes along the way with assuming timing and got hung up at customs. There were costs. My magnets alone, because the head's attached magnetically, magnets went up 700% in 1 year.
My God.
Textiles went up because of the recession. Freight was ridiculous coming in from China because gas went up so high. Fuel costs went up so high during that time. There were issues with shipping domestically because they were big and bulky, and you couldn't crush them like you could a normal stuffed animal. So the boxes were lightweight, but they were so big that I kept getting dim-weighted by the carriers like UPS and FedEx. So there were just so many challenges. I could have recovered from some of the things that I didn't know if it were not for all of the margin being eaten up by the costs continuing to be, skyrocket. So
that obviously that was a very frustrating moment.
it was devastating.
Yeah, and so the video that I just played basically it shows a conversation that I think that you were having with Daymond, and Daymond said to you, "Well, let's basically don't throw good money after bad money."
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, he did,
yeah.
and he would say that to me frequently because I kept saying we need to hang in there and get that the economy is going to change. And what I think in hindsight, what I wish I would have done was tabled the business when the economy started to downturn so much. It would have been better to pick it back up later. But then ultimately we were knocked off by stuffies, and they did a very good job working around our patent and doing something that was in the public domain that anybody could make. And that was probably the final blow.
I see.